This video that you are watching right now must be taken with seriousness when you are buying a second-hand car. Please, when you are buying a second-hand car, please do your due diligence when buying a car. If you are buying a car without due diligence, then it is your own fault for not doing that to inspect your car. So enjoy the rest of the video ahead. Hello guys, welcome to a new video on YouTube. If you are new to my YouTube channel, then please consider to subscribe to my YouTube channel and smash that bell icon so that you don't miss a new video coming to the channel pretty soon. And welcome back to those viewers who are already subscribed to my YouTube channel. In today's episode of Secondhand Cars, we are going to Webuycars in Brackenfell to do a video on decent cars for young graduates like me that has been recently graduated from a university, and they are within their first few months of their job and wants to buy a first car to celebrate their achievements that they have done over the years with their studies. So the budget in question will be between 150 and 200,000 rand. So in terms of per month wise, it will be around, I would say, 3,500 to 4,500 rand, and that is without any insurance or petrol or whatever. So I am currently on my way to Webuycars in the Brackenfell region. So, and also it will be my very first time that I will be at a Webuycars branch. So you guys better get yourself some popcorn, some milkshakes, some whatever, and enjoy the rest of the video ahead while I am driving behind a Nissan NP200 bakkie. Let's go. While we are making our way to the N1, I have to say, now that my lower control arms are basically torn, I am a bit scared to drive at speeds of between 110 and 120 kilometers per hour now that the bushes are torn. But don't you worry about that. I will be replacing the lower control arms pretty soon, so that I don't get myself into a whole world of trouble. And let's do some overtaking here. Right, let's go 4th gear. Yeah. We are now at 112 kilometers per hour, and as you guys can properly see, is there are quite a lot of trucks on my left side. So, and what doesn't help is the wind noise around the Renault Kwid when you are driving at speeds at over 110 kilometers per hour. If you haven't seen a video of the Renault Kwid, then I will put it in the description box below, where you can see that video of the truth of owning a... What is happening here? Oh, a massive truck accident. Oh my... Guys, like I said, please be very careful when you are driving on the N1. I just saw a truck has fallen over, so especially guys that are driving trucks, please don't speed on the roads and just be very safe on the road. So anyway, let us get our asses to the Webuycars branch, and I will see you guys there. Wow, what a ride, yo. Lots of trucks on the road, the wind is blowing, and the worst case now is this car of mine. I don't know what the hell is wrong with the Renault Kwid. He wants to kill me basically with his speeding tactics. I mean, oh hell no. I need to control this car of mine, because It is quite too fast for my liking, considering it only produces a bloody 68 PS of power, which is 50 kilowatt and 91 newton meters of torque. But still, he wants to go. And a lot of people are driving these cars at 80 kilometers per hour, whereas mine doesn't want to drive less than 110 kilometers per hour. I don't know what is wrong with my Renault Kwid. But anyway, we are at Webuycars. So yeah, let us go in and show you guys some cars under 200,000 for graduates. Let's go. Right, the first car that I'm featuring you is the car that is having a fight with my very own car, the Renault Kwid. This is a 2020 Suzuki S-Presso 1 liter S edition. As you can see, the only difference when comparing to the normal S-Presso is that part there and some parts around here, and also some things around here. Yeah? As you can see, that is the S edition, and it is going for 150,900 rand. And as you can see, I see Webuycars has changed the way of saying in what condition every car is. It has around 17,592 kilometers on the clock. License still up to date. And as usual, these are running around 14-inch wheels worth. Where's that tire thing? 14-inch, I believe. This is a 165/70 14-inch, the same as on the Renault Kwid basically. And all the tires are wrapped in the same brand MRF version. MRF from India. And this is how the rear end looks of the Suzuki S-Presso. Let me know in the comments down below, which one do you prefer? The Suzuki S-Presso or my own car, the Renault Kwid? Let me know in the comments down below. And let's go to the interior of this Suzuki S-Presso. Luckily the car is unlocked. Right. As we enter in the Suzuki S-Presso, I have to say the driving position of the Suzuki S-Presso compared to my own Renault Kwid, it is quite high. I have to say, it is quite high. You don't have any buttons on the steering wheel. That is your 7-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. 2 electric windows, some air conditioning, your 5-speed manual gearbox right here, 2 cup holders, 12-volt socket for charging, and a USB with an aux there, and some space around the glove box area. So what can I tell you about the Suzuki S-Presso? Well, what I know is the Suzuki S-Presso has a fuel tank of around 27 liters, which it is 1 liter smaller than the Renault Kwid. So I will put there how much you will put in the Suzuki S-Presso, and also the insurance that you are expected to pay with the Suzuki S-Presso. As you guys can see here, this is the interior of the S-Presso. And let's get out of this car. Let me keep the door open. And these are the back seats, which for a giraffe it will fit in there quite perfectly. And let's go close the door. And also the same features like on my Renault Kwid. You don't have an electric rear window for the rear passengers, and unfortunately you will have to roll down the rear windows of the Suzuki S-Presso if you are sitting at the back. But luckily it goes all the way down, whereas on my Renault Kwid it goes up to here. So yeah, let me show you some boot space of the Suzuki S-Presso. Unlike on my Renault Kwid, you open the boot here and the fuel tank right there. So let's open the boot. And this is how big your boot space of the Suzuki S-Presso. Our boot is literally right there. And the seats you can fold down in a single piece. So again, like with the Renault Kwid, you have to choose between passengers leaving the road or to put some stuff in the rear part of the car. Let's see whether this car has a space saver spare wheel. Yeah, the same size tire as the rest of the wheels. 165, 17, 14 inch in profile. Like so. Oh yeah. There I've managed to fix the partial shaft in place. So unfortunately, like with the Renault Kwid, it doesn't go up the partial shaft. But let's close the boot and show you guys the engine. Like so. Let's go to the front once again. Let's see where is a bonnet catch right here. Right, let me show you some engine of the Suzuki S-Presso. Right, there is your K10B 1 liter 3-cylinder naturally aspirated engine, which produces 68 PS of power, that is 50 kilowatt and 19 Newton meters of torque, which is 1 Newton meters less than the Renault Kwid. So, and Suzuki says it will do a claim fuel consumption, which I will put it down in the video below. So yeah, this is your Suzuki S-Presso. This is your Suzuki S-Presso. So once again, let me know in the comments down below which one would you rather drive, the Suzuki S-Presso or my Renault Kwid. Let's go to the next car. And before we end this segment, it drives that front wheels via a 5-speed manual gearbox in this particular one. So let's go to the next car. Right, the next car that you see here is the previous generation Suzuki Swift with a 1.2 liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. And as you can see there, it has a starting bidding price of 173,900 Rand with a mileage around 37,068 kilometers on the clock. And let's see how the car looks. This is how your Suzuki Swift looks. There are some scratches down below that you must know of. In terms of the wheels and tires, these are your radial tires with 165, 80, 14-inch tires. So pretty small tire. And as you can see, the wheel cap has been cut right there, but you can change the wheels into the max one. Then it will look pretty nice. And all the same here with the 14-inch wheel, but with a different tire profile from Polo. Right, let's go to the back end. Like so. Like so. This is how your Swift looks. Let's see how it looks inside. Unfortunately, that is locked, but I don't know if you guys can see there. It has a radio with some Bluetooth and also your connections that you will probably need. So yeah, no touchscreen infotainment right there. So it is as basic as is. So the engine of the Suzuki Swift is a 1.2 liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine which produces 61 kilowatts of power. I will put the PS power and the Newton meters right there. And a lot of people say they do prefer the design of the outgoing Swift rather than the new one. If you want to see the new Suzuki Swift, then I will put the video in the description box below to see how the new Swift looks compared to the outgoing generation. So yeah, this is how your Suzuki Swift looks. And let us see what is saying on the board. Regarding to the new stickers, the word certified means it is ready to go. You don't have to do any roadworthy whatsoever. Looks like they ditched their decal guys and got their own people to inspect the cars fully. So certified means you can basically jump in and go. So this is your next car for today for young graduates under 200,000 rand. And I forgot to mention that the fuel consumption of this one is 4.9 liters per 100 kilometers. And I will put the fuel tank in there. And also to fill out this car, it will take you this much right here. So let us go to the next car quickly. Yeah, I know I am featuring in my first Webuycars video some quite a lot of Suzukis, but the next one is a 2023 Suzuki Celerio GL with the AMT gearbox. As you can see, it looks pretty nice with those black wheels. And I will be honest, I haven't driven the new Celerio since I have driven the previous generation model, so I don't know how this one is driving. And I know you get also this one in a Toyota badge, which it is called the Toyota Vitz. But let us not debate about that. And I don't like rebadging in some way of whatever. Let's get to the price here. The price of this Celerio will cost you around 179,900 rand, with a mileage around 7,111 kilometers on the clock. And as you can see by the lots of lights right there, it is certified, which means this is also a jump in and a go car, as you can see. So the Celerio, or Toyota Vitz as you call it, this is how your Celerio looks. Let's check the wheels. These are some Yokohama tires with a profile around, let me check, where is it, 175 60 15 inch in diameter. So yeah, this is how your Celerio looks from the side view and also from the front. One difference when comparing to the GA version of the Celerio is this one has got the fog lights intact, whereas the GA version doesn't have the fog lights at all. So let us move on to the car. Door is unfortunately locked. And I will put the fuel tank capacity around here. But this is how your Suzuki Celerio looks from this angle. And also to the rear end. So what can I tell you about the Suzuki Celerio? In terms of features, it has a 7-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, USB-A, some Bluetooth and many others. And I don't know whether this one has a 1 liter 3-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. I think this one could be a K10C with a dual jet engine or the K10B engine, which means it produces around 67 or 68 PS of power and around 89 to 90 Newton meters of torque. So yeah, And this is how your Suzuki Celerio looks. In terms of insurance, with this particular car, I will put it there, how much you will pay with an excess of 5,000 Rand. And I forgot to do the other two ones as well. So what I will do is at the end of the video, I will put each of the cost of ownership part at the end of each car's video. So like this one, I will put it after this one. So you can see how much you will pay more or less in your monthly estimate payments. Like so. Anyway, enough talking. There's your interior of the Suzuki Celerio. That tiny thing that you see here, that is an AMT gearbox, which stands for automated manual transmission. Basically, it works like a manual gearbox, but you don't have a clutch pedal on demand. So you just put it in drive and there you go. And to be honest, I haven't driven an AMT gearbox of any car of that nature. So this car I think is worth it to buy, considering it has a low mileage. And just after the Suzuki Celerio, we have a 2022 Hyundai Grand i10 with the 1.2 liter engine. So this is how the i10 looks. I wonder if this one is the fluid version. I think this one is the fluid version. As you can see, some fork lights and a silver looking grill right there. So let us check out the price of this Grand i10. It starts around 186,900 Rand with a mileage of 33,000 kilometers on the clock. And like I said, this one is also certified. So this one is basically a get in and go car. As you can see there, nice beautiful red color with a black roof up there. Let us check the wheels, which are wrapped in Goodyear tires, and they are 175 60 15 inch. So basically the same as the Suzuki Celerio one. So let us go to the rear part. Yeah, looks like all the wheels are wrapped in Goodyear tires with the same 175 60 15 inch tires. And this is how your rear end looks of the Hyundai Grand i10. Looks pretty nice. Luckily you do get a wiper, which the S-Presso doesn't have. Nice little diffuser right there. And this is how your other side profile looks of the Grand i10. Let us see whether this car is open. Nope, it's closed. But you do have a tiny touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 5-speed manual gearbox, and that's it. And some faux leather interior with the seats. Some faux leather. So I will put the fuel tank capacity right there, and also how much you will put in the fuel every time you fill up the i10. And like I said, I will put the cost of ownership part in the next slide after this one, with also some insurance and some excess of 5,000. So this is your Grand i10. What do you guys think of this Grand i10's design? Do you prefer this one or do you prefer the Celerio? Let me know in the comments down below. So yeah, these are the Suzuki Celerio and the Hyundai Grand i10. So let us go to the next car that you can buy under 200,000 for young graduates like me. I know I am featuring a lot of small vehicles in this video, but the next one is a 2021 Kia Picanto 1.2 liter straight auto with a starting price of 193,900 Rand with a mileage of around 39,494 kilometers on the clock. And this is also a get in and go car, so you don't have to fix on this car that is wrong with this car. So as you can see, this is the Kia Picanto Street with a 1.2 liter engine. Let us see the wheels. And to be honest, I don't like the wheel cap design of the new generation Kia Picanto, but that is just me. Let us see what is the tire profile here. The tire profile of the Kia Picanto is a 175 65 14-inch tires. So basically the same tire profile like on my Renault Kwid. As you can see, that is wrapped in Dunlop tires. Let me give you a look at the front end quickly. And that's the side profile. Let's go to the back. And this is how your rear end looks of the Kia Picanto. As you can see, no rear wiper on the Kia Picanto Street. So yeah, that is your back end of the Kia Picanto and your other side profile. So let me give you a small peek in the interior, since this car is unfortunately locked. This one has a 8-inch screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 4-speed automatic gearbox, some buttons on the steering wheel, and some lovely cloth seats, as you guys can see there, and they are quite comfortable. I have driven the Kia Picanto in 2017 and I can remember how comfortable it was to drive that car. But one thing that you must take note is the Kia Picanto's boot, which it is quite small considering the size of the car. Like for example, my Renault Kwid is also small, but it has a boot space of around 300 liters of space. So which means I can take quite a lot of items in that car. So if you are buying a car, please check out whether the boot space is sufficient for you. And also, it is wearing the old Kia badge right there. So I will put its fuel tank right there, capacity, and also to fill up every time with your Kia Picanto, and your cost of ownership in the next slide, and with an excess of 5,000 in terms of your insurance. But guys, please be warned, your insurance is based on your risk profile, so you can pay more or you can pay less. So yeah, so let us go to the next car for young graduates under 200,000 rand. If you want a bigger car than those cars that I showed you, then no look further than the Nissan Almera. This is a 2020, if you see quickly, a 2022 Nissan Almera 1.5 liter Acenta Auto with a starting price of around 157,900 rand, with a mileage of just shy of 100,000 kilometers on the clock. And this is also a get in and go vehicle. And like with all the cars I've showed you so far, you can finance it via bank finance, thankfully, with a deposit or no deposit and a 72 months or 6 years payment term. As you guys can see, this is how your Almera looks. Perfect for Uber. You know, this car is being used as an Uber transport. So if you want to start an Uber while you are working at your first job, then this is the car for you to buy. And in terms of the wheel size, these are your Sumitomo tires with 185 65 15-inch tires. And unfortunately, you have some pavement marks right there, pavement marks. So if you are buying this car, then make sure to refurb those wheels at the front. Make sure to refurb them. And this one has been wrapped in Bridgestone tires, also with some pavement marks right there, pavement marks. This is how your rear end looks of the Nissan Almera. which has a small dent right there. So which if you are from Paul and you want to fix that dent, then I will put Brackenfell's number in the description box below. They did a fantastic job on my Renault Kwid 1 year. So I will put Brackenfell's number in the video or in the description box below. And this is how your side profile looks of the Nissan Almera. Let's go. Oh, hello. As you guys can see, this is how your interior looks of the Nissan Almera. Let's jump in. You have a basic radio right there with some Bluetooth connectivity, and that is it. But you can put in an aftermarket touchscreen in there. An automatic gearbox, which I believe this is a 4-speed automatic gearbox. 4-speed automatic gearbox. Some dials right there and some buttons on the steering wheel. As you guys can see, this is how your interior looks of the Nissan Almera. Electric windows all around. Some pockets to put in a water bottle or some emergencies in there. Let's go to the back seats. Oh, the doors are freaking loud, I have to say. Oh yeah. And if you are buying this car, then make sure to fix that rubber part right there. Perfect for Uber. This is how your space looks right there. And let's go to the engine. I will show you the boot just now. Let's go to the engine. Which one is that? Right, let's go to the engine very quickly. So yeah, this is your 1.5 liter 4-cylinder natural aspirated engine, and I will put its power figures down in the video. Looks pretty nice, I have to say, this engine bay, but unfortunately it is paired with a 4-speed automatic gearbox, right, like so. And I will put the fuel tank capacity right there, and also how much you can expect to pay with the Nissan Almera. Let's go to the boot side. Oh, I forgot this is not a hatchback. Let me go and open the lever once again. Where's that lever? Oh, here. Let's see the boot. And it pops right open. Enough boot space for days, which you can put in a Mr. L&R from Motor Matters in that boot space. So yeah, or you can put in around 2 weeks worth of groceries in there. So that is how big your Nissan Almera's boot. I will put its boot volume down below there. And let me close the boot. And that is your rear end of the Nissan Almera. So I will put its cost of ownership in the next slide. So let us go to the next car for young graduates under 200,000 rand. Dames, die is vir julle. The next car in question is a Ford Fiesta 1 liter Ecoboost titanium version. How do I know it is the titanium version? That titanium base grille and some lovely looking alloy wheels. So this one is a 2019 Ford Fiesta 1 liter Ecoboost titanium with a starting price around 163,900 rand with a mileage around 118,000 kilometers on the clock. Luckily you can buy it on finance, so around 72 months or 6 years in the payments. And this is also a get in and go car, so you don't have to fix anything. But a lot of people say these engines are problematic. So if you are buying a Ford Fiesta 1 liter Ecoboost, then I would suggest you bring your mechanic with you with his diagnostic scan to check out this car fully out. But as you guys can see, this is your titanium Fiesta. I think this one has some LED daytime running lights. Let me know in the comments down below whether this car has a LED daytime running lights. But let us go to the wheels quickly, which are wrapped in velocity tires, and they are 205, 45, 17-inch in profile. So I do like these titanium wheels on the Fiesta. And this is how your side profile looks of the titanium. And also the rear part of the titanium. Oh yeah, wat gaan hier aan? As you guys can see, it has some rust spots right there, and some paint is fading around that part. So again, if you're buying a car, then please take it to the nearest spray painter where he can fix up those rust and some paint blemishes or whatever you call it. But this is your rear end of the Fiesta and the side profile of the Fiesta. I will put its fuel tank right there, and how much you will put in every month with this car, and also its fuel consumption as well. Let us see whether this car is open. Nope, it is not open. But this one has an 8-inch touchscreen with Sync, I think Sync 2 or Sync 3, I'm not so sure. And I think that is a 6-speed automatic gearbox. The gearbox that is quite problematic. Some buttons on the steering wheel right there, and some decent looking interior with an armrest right there. So ladies, if you're buying this car, I know girls like to drive these type of cars, then please make sure you take your boyfriend with you so that he can check out the car fully. And if you don't trust your boyfriend, then get a registered mechanic that will give you the whole truth of the Ford Fiesta 1-liter Ecoboost version. So yeah, I will put the cost of ownership in the next slide. So this is the next car for graduates under 200,000 rand. Right, our next car is a 2017 Toyota Aygo. As you guys can see, how the Aygo looks, like so. And that is your side profile of the Toyota Aygo. And it has a cash price of around just under 140,000 with a mileage of around 38,138 kilometers on the clock. And this is also a get in and go vehicle, and luckily you can finance it over the 72 months or 6 years term. And we have a Gatsby coming in. I think a Gatsby, which I last commented on Car Guy's video that he must test drive a Hyundai Gatsby, a Gates basically, but I call it the Gatsby. But anyway, these are your 14-inch wheels with 165 14-inch tires. It has some pavement marks on the wheel cap, as you guys can maybe see, but overall I have to say the condition of the cars at Webuycars are pretty decent. So again, this is how your side profile looks of the Toyota Aygo. This is a 4-door version, so I will tell you just now. And this is how your rear end looks of the Toyota Aygo. Let's check out the interior. Unfortunately, this car is locked. And this is how your Toyota Aygo looks. A 7-inch screen with some functionality right there. A 5-speed manual gearbox. And no buttons on the steering wheel. And you can only put 2 people at the back of the Toyota Aygo. So no 3 people can fit in the Toyota Aygo. And what is also a crap part of the Toyota Aygo, this part doesn't go all the way down as you would expect. This one just pops out. Right, this one just pops out, but those 2 front windows does go all the way down. So if you are sitting at the back and you want to have some wind in your ears, then this is the way to do it, by pop out the windows. So unfortunately, the rear passengers will have a hard time driving with this car. I will put its fuel tank right there, its power figure, while the Mercedes B-Class is putting in the fuel consumption and also its cost of ownership in the next slide. This Toyota Aygo has a 1 liter 3-cylinder naturally aspirated engine, which it will be light on the fuel tank every month. Let us see what Toyota is claiming. I saw a Toyota sticker on the window. Let me see quickly. Toyota says this Toyota Aygo will do around 4.4 liters per 100 kilometers. So not too bad when considering a Suzuki Swift of today, which is a bigger car, does around the same liters with this 37 liter fuel tank, and I think this one is a 35 liter fuel tank. So a little bit smaller tank than the new Swift. So this is the next car of today for gadgets under 200,000 rand. And I forgot to show you guys the other part of this Toyota Aygo. There are some small-ish scratch right there, and some black part of this Toyota Aygo is starting to go out. So if you are buying a car, please take it to your spray painter so that he can patch this part up. But everything else, and a small-ish dent right there, but everything else, the car is in a good condition. It looks pretty neat, I have to say. So yeah, this is your Toyota Aygo. Check the next car right here. Yep, it is a 2023 Renault Kwid 1 liter climber model. Now this one is very interesting because it's a 2023 model. I want you guys to let me know in the comments down below what is wrong with this Renault Kwid. When I am giving you what category this one is, but this one is going for 137,900 rand with a mileage around 39,901 kilometers on the clock. This is a category B vehicle, which means you cannot finance this vehicle, but however you can take out a vehicle loan from Capitec, and they say note right there. So this Renault Kwid has some issues. For one, you can see some scratches on the bumper itself, but according to Webuycars, they say the Renault Kwid has some brake fails. Oh yeah, Webuycars says brakes are fading. Some lower control arm bushings are torn, which is quite weird for a 2-year-old car, that these control arm bushings are finished. And my Renault Kwid's control arm bushings are just torn right now. And also the right headlight, that part right there is broken. So you need to fix that. You need to fix its brakes, and you need to fix its lower control arms, which I will put my video in the description box below of the true service cost of my Renault Kwid. If you are buying the Renault Kwid, you can expect to pay around 9,500 rand for control arm bushings. So I'll put my video in the description box below. 9,500 rand for control arm bushings, and those two must be replaced, by the way. This is how your rear end looks of the Renault Kwid. This being the climber model, has the reverse camera, some parking sensors. These are your 14-inch tires with 165/70 14-inch tires. And like I said the other day, if you are buying a live Kwid, then you will not get these lights anymore. You will get the same lights like on my one. But from the Zen model and the climber, you will get these lights. Anyway, this is your Renault Kwid climber. And that is your interior, which it is quite a departed change from my one. That one has an 8-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, some USBs, and this being the climber model. Let me see. Yeah, that's one has got the armrest in the middle. So this is the last one of the Renault Kwid climber, which which comes with an armrest for the passenger. The other quad climbers that you are buying after this one did not get the armrest anymore. So I'm just letting you guys know the differences between this particular Renault Kwid 2023 model and the one after this one. The one after this one doesn't have the armrest. And there's your typical climber diffuser right there. And as you guys have known, the Renault Kwid comes with a 1 liter 3-cylinder engine, naturally aspirated, the same as my one, with the same power as my one down below, and also the same 28 liters fuel tank, which I will put east coast to full of the Renault Kwid down there. So this is your Renault Kwid air climber. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments down below, would you drive the Renault Kwid or the Suzuki S-Presso? But be warned, if you are buying this particular Renault Kwid, your control arm bushes must be replaced, and it will cost you around 9,500 Rand in fixing that part. And also some brakes that are not working, you will pay around 5,320 for its brake pads and disc. So that is how much you will pay in fixing the Renault Kwid up. And in terms of its paint condition, you must do a paint correction on this particular Renault Kwid, because its paint is a little bit rough on that quarter panel right there. So again, if you're buying a Renault Kwid, this particular one, then you must do some work on the Renault Kwid on this one, which is pretty weird. My 8-year-old Renault Kwid still looks pretty much fresh, and it has somewhat higher mileage than this one. But it shows you that people don't know how to take care of their cars, like I said in my last video. Anyway, let's go to the next car. Right, for the Polo mana daar buiten, this is your 2019 Volkswagen Polo with some tasty modifications like those aftermarket wheels, a boot spoiler. Let us check what size are they. They are 245, 40, 18 inch, so quite a big tire I have to say. Quite a big tire. This is how your rear end looks of the Polo AW, and people also believe this is not called a Polo 8 or Polo 9. This is the Polo Mark 6. Alright, Polo Mark 6. But anyway, you have your wind deflectors right there. This is a DSG gearbox, which I believe that this is a 7-speed DSG gearbox. And that is your starting bidding price around 176,900 Rand, with a mileage around 166,000 kilometers on the clock, and is a category A vehicle with some roadworthy issues according to Webuycars. And there's your front lip with your mag right there. The only reason why they say it is showing note in roadworthy issues is because those front tires are smooth. So if you are buying this car, then you must change the front tires of this particular Polo. I have to say the Polo AW does look nice, but to be honest, I'm not a big Polo fan. I'm more of a Clio fan. That is my type of cars that I would like to drive. So I will put its fuel tank right there, as well as cost of ownership in how much you can expect to pay with this car. And this particular Polo has a 1 liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, which I believe it produces around 70 something kilowatts. I will put its correct power figures and its torque right there. So yeah, let's go to the final car of this video. Right, and the final one is a 2014 Renault Sandero Dynamique model. So yeah, how do I know this is a Dynamique model? Check at the fog lights. The S-Presso model doesn't come with these fog lights at all. and also it comes with those wheels. So yeah, this is how your Renault Sandero Dynamique looks, which in some countries it is called a Dacia Sandero. You know that segment on Top Gear where James May said, "Good news, it's a new Dacia Sandero." Sorry for my bad impression on James May, but anyway, the Renault Sandero goes for 88,900 Rand with a mileage just around 115,674 kilometers on the clock, and you can still do a finance with this vehicle over the 72 months or a 6-year term. And Webuycars says you must take note of that. That means this particular car has some roadworthy issues. They say the CV joint boot something in there. The CV boot joint is broken, so you need to fix that in order to pass a roadworthy test. So let us check the Sandero's wheels. This is a 165 15-inch tires. I don't know what tires are they. And that is how your side profile looks of the Sandero. Let's go to the other side. And this is how your Sandero looks on this side. I see this one is wrapped in Continental tires, Conti EcoSport. You have some dents right there. Some dents. I see no scratches whatsoever. And this is your rear end of the Sandero Dynamique version. You have your Renault logo right in there, your Sandero in the middle, and your turbo right there. Yeah, turbo control efficiency, or the TCE engine as Renault calls it. So what is powering this Renault Sandero? Well, you have a 0.9 liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, which produces around 66 kilowatts. That is 90 PS of power, but I will put the torque figure in there. The torque figure. And this one has been tinted out. Only at the back. Only at the back is a bit darker, but at the front is a little bit lighter. Speaking of the front, let me see whether this car is closed. So yeah. This one, oh yeah. So this one has got the normal radio with some Bluetooth connectivity, a 5-speed manual gearbox, some cloth seats, and some instrument cluster right there. And I think, yeah, and there's your quintessential Renault audio control pad behind the steering wheel, which they are still using today in the new generation Duster, for example. So this is how your Sandero looks. And I believe this one has a fuel tank capacity of 50 liters, but I will put the right amount right there, and also how much to fill up the Renault Sandero, and also some cost of ownership. So yeah. This is the final car of today for graduates under 200,000, and I believe this one is the cheapest one I featured on the video. But let us look this way. This one is way bigger than the other cars that I've featured in the video, except the Nissan Almera. This one and the Nissan Almera, it is worth it to buy if you ask me. But when it comes to turbocharged 0.9 liter engines, you will have to make sure that the engine parts of that car are in a working order, like your turbocharger, your injectors, all that nonsense in there. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below which car would you rather buy if you were a young graduate under 200,000. I completely forgot about what I wanted to say towards the end of the video. If you are buying a second-hand car and you are very lazy to inspect yourself or don't want to get yourself a registered mechanic, then I would suggest you get the people from View for You. I will put their advertisement up there, and you can see what they usually do when it comes to second-hand cars. And also I will put a small-ish screenshot right here to see their prices of how much to inspect a second-hand car that you want to buy. So let us do the conclusion of today's video. I forgot to shoot an outro for this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up, and if you want me to continue with the Webuycars content, then let me know in the comments down below what budget we should look the next time. Do you want a budget of 10,000, 15,000, 20, 50,000 or 100,000? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel and smash that bell icon so that you don't miss a new video coming to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video, which hopefully it will be the updated Cherry Tiggo 7. Shop shop. Guys, I want to show you something quite interesting here at Webuycars. Let me show you quickly once I get out of here. Check this Kwid hier, right here. Hy is gestaans meneer. Hy is gestaans meneer. Hy is gestaans met sy splitter en alles te.